So hello and welcome back, and in this video we will be learning the ternary operator. Now this thing can be done in most of the modern programming languages or any um, probably any programming language. If you choose C, C++, Java, these languages have the ternary operator so that you can use them. We are going to be choosing JavaScript here, but you can do that in any other language you want. So yeah, and if you want to read about it, I have a blog post already, so I'll leave this link in the description below so that you can just read it out. So let's just set it up. So here we are in the environment where we want to code. So the really first thing is the ternary operator. How and why that works, or I mean, what is it? It's basically an if else statement. If you know the if else, right? It's just that, but it's one liner code. So for example, if I have some condition, okay, let's take an example. If we have a company, so let's say you got a you got a job, right? And the company name is Google, for example, and you want to check if the company is Google, you will work there, and if it is not, you won't. So you simply say if the company is equal to Google. Now why am I doing this? I mean, why am I so fast? I'm so fast because if you already know if else, then it will be better for you, right? And it's a really easy thing. So and then you don't need to open up curly braces. I can just console.log I will work here, as simple as that. And you add in else. So else, let's just copy this and paste this. So else I can just say I won't work here. Okay, as simple as that. Save this and let's run node and then the file name, that is ternary. So node ternary.js, and as you can see, I get I will work here because the company is Google, right? The company variable is Google, so this thing will be executed. But this is, I mean, 4 lines of code. You can just check it in one line. So what is the syntax, right? The syntax is like this. So you have first of all the condition. Okay, whatever the condition is. For example, this is the condition, company is equal to Google, that you pass in inside of an if statement or an else if statement. That is a condition. So you pass in the condition here, then you have a question mark, and then you have result 1, which is nothing but if the condition is true, then result 1 will be executed. So that means if condition, if this is true, then this thing will be executed, and we are going to set this as result 1, and then you have a colon, and then you say result 2. And result 2, what does result 2 mean? It is nothing but if this is false, if the condition is false, then this part will be executed. So this is nothing but the condition, if and else. Remember it. Let me just write it up there. So you have the condition, which is a condition, then you have the if result, and then you have else result. As simple as that. So let's just do it. So very first of all, now what I recommend is storing it in a variable or in a console.log, because the ternary operator actually returns the output. So whatever you pass in inside of the result 1 or result 2, it will actually return it. So you have to store it somewhere, right? So let's store it in a variable. So I'm going to say var, let's make it like this. So var, I'm going to say my decision, because in the end it's my decision, right? I want to work or not. Now here, first of all, we'll pass in the condition, that is company is equal to Google. If it is Google, let's just copy this, let's paste it. So as I told, this is the condition, and this will actually return true or false, right? If it is true or if it is false. That is the first thing, condition. Then as I told, question mark, and then if this is true, then what is going to be the result? The result is going to be this string right over here. Let's copy this and paste it. Now we also need a result for the else. So for that, we're gonna add a colon, and then we're just gonna copy this, paste this, and we don't need this stuff, so let's just comment this out. And if you wonder how I commented it out, I just selected it and then control plus slash. Okay, very simple. Now this, the result, I mean, if the company is Google, then this thing will be stored in my decision, else this thing will be stored in my decision. So let's console.log my decision, let's save, and I'm sure that this thing will be outputted. Let's see, no ternary.js, and as you can see, I will work here is getting output. Now let's remove something, so it's gonna be goggle, something weird, right? And if I now run, I won't work here because company is actually not equal to Google. It is Google, it is not Google. As simple as that, right? And you can do anything you want here. For example, if I want, if it is Google, then I want 200 plus, I want to return 200 plus 200. And then if it is not Google, I'm going to return 500 plus 500. 500. Hit save, and it is not Google, so it will return me 1000. And if it is Google, then it's going to return me 400. Now this doesn't make sense, so that's why I used these strings. I will work here, I won't work here. You can read all about it, I mean not all about it, this is just a one-liner code. And you can also instead of storing it in a variable, you can just do this, and you can get rid of this. It will give you the same output, right? And if you also don't want that, okay, if you just want to write it as an if else, this ternary operator, so let's just get rid of this and also this, and let's paste it here. So if the company is Google, at that point we want to say, we want to console.log whatever we want to do, right? So let's just copy this, paste this, and let's copy this whole console.log, let's paste it here. So you can do something like this. Let me just format it. So right there we go. So if the company is Google, then we want to do this, else we want to do this. You can do it very simply, right? But I recommend storing it in a variable because that's a cleaner way of doing it. This I mean, this comes between your code, that doesn't fit well. So let's see, I will work here, and if I change something, I won't work here. So now I hope that you learned the ternary operator perfectly, and if you have, I have a challenge for you that you have to complete. So in my blog post, if you go ahead and scroll down in the challenge part right here, I mean, you can click this link and you can go to my challenge. I'm also going to leave this link in the description below. So that challenge is actually a very simple challenge that you have to do, and I hope you will be able to do. And if you are able to do, let me know in the comments right over here, or in YouTube, or in the gist right over there in the challenge. So I hope you learned it perfectly fine. If you have any suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comments. And finally, thanks for watching.